Hi everybody. I want to say to you that I'm sorry. I know it's Christmas time. I'm going to get all these things out in the next day or two. Rebecca Sherrick, I'm going to send you the hard copies of my opera and my proposal and some notes on the opera. I need help in creating the opera because what I've got is a bunch of songs, and I figured that the rest of the opera would be my equivalent of TED Talks, where I both talk about how I was swindled out of my fortune, how America's been swindled out of its fortune, and my inventions, and how inventiveness and going back to being farmers and good people, that's what I think is the way out of all of this. So even though it's Christmas, I would really like to help my friend PPK absolutely as much as I can. I originally thought maybe I could drive out there and get her out of her homeless situation. Haven't talked to her in a little while. I hope she can even have her own place. Maybe you can help me do that. But here's the thing. I want you to look at me, anyone who's especially associated with my family or Aurora University or QAD Software in Santa Barbara or the Teva Sandal or Ugg Boots. I want you to consider this. This is a guy who would like to take the crimes that was committed against him and save our democracy and save our planet. There's very little time left. The oceans are dying, and the only reason was because of the oil companies, and the only reason for the oil companies is because of the Republicans and prohibition. Join my class, at least get a footing to where you understand 9/11, and then we're going to just start calling out the Department of Justice to help us save our democracy. That's why, even though it's Christmas time, I want you to give to 400 Light Years and do all of the things that you young people know how to do to get as much attention to this website as you possibly can, because I'm serious about just handing it over to you kids. It has to start with Aurora University, though. I think we have to get a group together that have enough of a like mind and know each other on a face-to-face basis. Then we can expand to the internet. So I'd like enough support to where you can help me get my initial things going. I want to hire at least, I know who I want to hire, so I want that to be part of the first part of this, is getting enough donations that I can send him a check to help secure his position as running the blog and helping me with this website. Next, I want a bunch of students and people who might be willing to help me associated with Aurora University. I won't let you down as far as the being honest goes. And my college roommate Scott has a lot to answer for, so we gotta look at it that the good guy that I always was, I want to bring back my version of Rube Tubin. That's my opera. Rube Tubin was very popular, you guys, and I think that it's a good way to convey where we're at. We're not just a bunch of rabble-rousers, or we are a bunch of rabble-rousers, but at least we got a bunch of ditties and songs, and we got a unified presence. So I want help, and I know it's Christmas. Rebecca Sherrick, I apologize. Joyce E. Dudley, I apologize. Bonnie Baker, I apologize. You can get me what I need by Christmas, which is a great start to this website, and you can put your sights on, you can set your sights on being a reporter, an on-camera reporter, whatever you want, as long as you understand what I'm about, who I agree with. I'm going to have to make a video on who I've been watching on YouTube and so forth, and who I've always agreed with. So I hope you can help me out, you guys, because I am desperate. I can't even make my next rent payment, and here I am talking about really wanting to be a millionaire. From my guitar invention is great. If I can partner with Paul McCartney or John Fogerty or Neil Young or the PRS guy, I would be in heaven, and that would be my marketing. I don't have 10 years to build a product to wait. All of my donations are going to, we're going to focus on Aurora University right now, because right now, if I tithed myself to Aurora University owes my relatives. I'm upside down, so now it's time. It's time to help the old guy out. I think I do have to really have some kind of a group at Aurora University that comes together, and they all think pretty much like I do about certain things. My main focus is going to be stopping all the phony baloney wars, because I know that all the way back to the Spanish-American War, they've all been phony baloney about taking things. In all ways, but I mean, you know, all the Indian wars, what is that? Just taking, and there's not, the exact same thing is happening today. And at the same time, you know what, young people, you have not enjoyed the rights of habeas corpus your entire lives. How ridiculous is that? Virtually your entire lives. You were too young to know. Right. So nobody gets caught off guard. In the next couple of days, the action steps that I'm going to be taking, besides releasing this website and contacting Rebecca Sherrick by email and hoping that she can get the news out, I'm going to be mailing her hard copies of the opera in its current, the opera demos. I've got three, right now I've got 3 CDs of those, more to come, and that doesn't include all of the music that I've currently written for this, but I'd like to send that to her with a consideration of getting going on a project, possibly if I raise enough money and I get enough interest in starting 400 Light Years at the campus. I would like to drive to the campus or get there somehow and personally deliver the first series of portfolio material for my archives, that being the original drawings of the Teva sandal that were the basis of the swindle and fraud that Doug Otto and Carl Locker and the rest of them committed against me. Joyce E. Dudley, District Attorney of Santa Barbara. I'm going to be sending you a cover letter, which will be the only letter I'm proposing from now on for my Victims Impact Statement that you are keeping. It'll be the only personal and confidential letter that I'm going to send to you by snail mail from now on. All the other letters that I ever write you will be on this website, which is my Victims Impact Statement. And I'm going to put that everywhere so you understand that even though it's an opera, you need to understand that Teva Sandal was everything that Doug and Carl and Evan and Pam always dreamed of. They couldn't do it in a million years. It took me 2. Well, it took me longer than that. It took me 3 maybe, I don't know. But the whole story is there. It's in detail. Joyce E. Dudley, the very movie that I watched, which was A Flash of Discovery, I think it was called, is supposed to be the best thing to offer the patent office, is a flash of discovery. Well, I had a flash of lightning come and hit our motorhome practically at the exact second that I came up with the sandal after seeing the guy's foot on the ground on the sidewalk, exactly in the middle of that square. It couldn't have been presented to be more. And then it's that big feeling that I get that I've gotten with two of my inventions, my auto invention when I was driving on the 210 freeway nearest to, in San Bernardino, nearest to the hospital where my dad had his open heart surgery. Boom, after 15 or 20 years of ruminating and working on that auto invention, it came to me. Now I compare that to the 5 minutes that I came up with on driving on the highway, and I think I could create all the electricity that the world would ever need with electrifying roads. No pollution, all the electricity we ever need. Gene Crimmy seems to have all the ideas. Why are they all coming out of me? Joyce E. Dudley, do something. Please do not make this only my son's problem. It shouldn't have been my problem. I shouldn't have been this alone. Andy and Chippo shouldn't have already died. They were perfect to explain all this. My victim's impact statement is the whole thing, and it's the best danged victim's impact statement in the whole dang world. Okay, Joyce? And that has to do with everything I've ever done, trying to make them the best dang thing that I could. Joyce, man.